Hi there, I'm Dr. Connor Bell, and I'm the Bassoon professor at West Texas A&M University. This video is for Etude number 3 from the TMEA set for the 25 to 2026 school year. This is also number 15 from the MILDA concert studies. If you don't already know, because you've watched my other videos, I made nice new editions of all of the etudes this year, including this one, and it takes care of the cuts for you, as well as fixing some of the misprints. And I stuck all of the accents where they're supposed to be. If you're looking at one of the original versions of this, whether it's from an edition you've purchased or from the public domain version on imslp.org, MILDA gives you the articulations for the first couple bars, and then he gives up. He saves his ink. If you're going off of one of those editions, I encourage you to go in and figure out where you start to get lazy, where you start to forget that there are supposed to be those little housetop marcato accents on every other note, and mark in some reminders for yourself. If you're playing off of my edition, they're all in there for you. It's very easy to do with computers these days. I didn't have to move my hand to write a whole bunch of little arrows. This etude is pretty challenging. It's from later in the book, and all of the MILDA concert studies are a challenge. So especially if you are an underclassman and this is your first time digging into the MILDA concert studies, they should be a challenge. Know that going in, but don't let that deter you. There's a lot of good that you can get from these etudes. They're very rich musically and have a lot of interest to them. Keep everything very slow for a long time as you're building these up, so that you can learn to play them with ease and effortless mastery. That should be your goal. If you never get it all the way to the printed tempo, that's fine. Go in with an accurate musical interpretation, and you'll do much better than if you are very sloppy and messy trying to play it at tempo or closer to tempo. There are a lot of challenges in this one. It's in 2 different minor keys for the most part. If you don't already know your B minor and your F sharp minor scales, it's time, because they're all over this. So start learning those 2 scales as well as their respective arpeggios, and that will help you a lot. If you're looking at my edition, I do add a few dynamic suggestions because MILDA's instructions are lacking. If a marking is from me, the dynamic is in parentheses. If it's from MILDA, no parentheses. Same thing when I add hairpins and that sort of thing. My hairpins are dotted lines, so you know what is me, the editor, and what is the original from the composer. I do like to take this one on the slower side of the recommended tempo. I like it at about 84 beats per minute. But I also do a little bit of a relaxation in the middle of this, where we go to the F sharp minor section where we add the 3rd sharp in measure 25. I back off the tempo a little bit. I don't think of it so much as slowing down as leaning back, a little bit of a relaxation. Usually at about 76 beats per minute is where I end up for that, with a little bit of a rallentamento in the preceding bar so that that first section sounds really final. Again, if you're looking at my version, I take care of the cuts for you so you don't have to worry about it. Also, before the cut in measure 68, or from the beginning of it, I do have a little bit of a rallentamento there so that that section sounds really final. And then right back to a tempo, right back to those really clear marcato accents when we have the cut, so when we go to measure 68. Finally with this one, there's a little bit of a tricky rhythm at the end of this, and this rhythm is hard for everyone. This is not a normal rhythm, but it's a really good thing to be comfortable at because this type of syncopation does come up a lot in orchestral music, and if you can do it here convincingly by yourself, you'll be much more likely to be able to do it when this gets thrown at you in the ensemble. The best way to practice this is to articulate straight 16th notes. And you should do that from the first day you work on this through the last day you work on it. Before I grab my bassoon and record this for you, I'm going to play through those sections with the 16th notes articulated, because that will make you much more accurate. So while you're in the warm-up room before your all-state audition, play it with the articulations for each 16th note, and that will make you much more accurate than if you just go for it. Make sure you do have a metronome going all the time while you're working on this section, because otherwise it'll be very easy for you to teach yourself bad habits. Make sure in measure 85 that you're not breathing on a 16th rest. A 16th rest is not enough time to breathe. There's a big fat quarter rest in measure 84. Breathe there. And then on the 16th rest on beat 1, that's where your embouchure should be set on the reed, so that for that next note you can just release and make sound. The end of this etude should be really energetic. It should be really exciting. It should have a lot of drive to it. So go for it. Put a lot of air through the horn, really play into the accents, play into the syncopations, and be very interesting. The last high B, I would leave your pinky off of the resonance key, at least experiment with that. And it should be very loud and very strong, but don't overblow it. If you put too much air into that high B and your reed isn't accepting it, it will go very sharp very fast. So get a feel for how far you can push it before you walk into the audition room. Good luck.